Hey everyone, it's Paul Taylor here and I'm with
Jack Taylor.
and today we're going to do a Q&A which I put a post up on Instagram asking people just their general questions about investment, about buying and selling stuff, and just generally how as an entrepreneur you pivot in these sort of challenging times. So Jack's got 10 that we chose at random on the sheet, and I'm going to try and answer them best I can. And let's go for it, Jack.
During lockdown, what are the best ways to find products you can sell online?
So in case you didn't get that, during lockdown, what are the best ways to find products to sell online? One way, obviously you can't go to the shops at the moment, you can't go to any markets, so one of the best ways is probably buying job lots on eBay. And I've done that numerous times in the past. Sometimes I've even bought on eBay and sold the same items back on eBay in smaller volumes. So if you're buying in bulk, you're always going to get a discount. That's one good way. There's the same retail arbitrage opportunities are going to work, like places like TK Maxx, where you can buy discounted items and sell them onto Amazon and eBay. There's always opportunities like that out there, and it's stuff you can do from the comfort of your own home. So that doesn't really change. The supply time may change, and we'll go on to some of the Amazon restrictions that have happened over the last few weeks in the next few questions. But those online challenges don't really get affected too much by the current circumstances, so you can still do those online sales for sure. Right, next one, Jack.
What did you do for your 40th birthday?
So sadly, it was my 40th during this lockdown, and absolutely gutted because had a big party planned, and I challenged myself on Christmas Day last year to try and use £40 for my 40th to pay for a massive party, and been doing it all year. I had venue booked and everything, and it got to about £30,000 budget by buying and selling, and then it was all had to be cancelled. So I'm absolutely gutted, but hopefully it'll be on later in the year and everyone will be excited to have a night out after this horrendous lockdown.
And also, it's my birthday in lockdown, the day just before lockdown might end.
So yeah, Jack's is one day before lockdown looks like it's going to end, so at least yours won't be delayed too much, but mine's going to be delayed about 7 months, which is not good, is it? Right, next question.
Are you still running your Amazon eBay business at the moment?
Okay, so are we still running Amazon eBay at the moment? Yes, we are. It's been massively restricted because eBay's been fine. It's running as normal. It's actually probably slightly up on sales because a lot of the stock isn't available on Amazon. Amazon is for about 4 weeks. It actually came back online about 2-3 days ago, but they restricted incoming shipments of non-essential products. So your general sort of tools, etc., it just wouldn't go in. We did send a lot of stuff in a few limited lines, like food products, essential stuff like that. We had a lot of adult nappies, the tenor stuff. So they would go in. I think we sent about 2,500 of those in. So we still managed to actually produce some revenue and get some stock in, but it was heavily restricted, which meant the sales are down for sure. But eBay's remained the same, and thankfully all the postal services have still been collecting, so it's not been too badly affected on the eBay side. Right, next one, Jack.
If you had £10,000 set in your bank, what would you do with it?
So if I had £10,000 sat in the bank, what would I do with it? A normal thing I would say is people ask me, what do you do with savings? I generally try not to have too much savings in the account because I see that as almost a failure that I've not deployed it or invested it into something useful to generate income. But in times like this, you do have to flip that because you do need a cash pot, because unforeseen circumstances, people will stop paying for services that you have, revenues may go down, so it is good to have a cash pot. If it is the only money you have and you're trying to build up a fast revenue stream, we're trying to make some decent profits, I would probably import something from China. I'd find a product, get them manufactured over there and try and sell it over here into the UK and work out the margins. It takes a little bit of research and takes a bit of planning, but that's probably what I would do, because you could double your money quite easily doing something like that. Right, what else we got, little man?
How are you making income during the lockdown without car boot sales?
So how are we making income without car boot sales? Now, that isn't my main revenue stream. It's my favourite revenue stream, and it's my biggest hobby. But have a very decent rental portfolio that is still performing. Obviously, you're going to get some voids at the moment because people are struggling to pay bills. But having a diverse portfolio, it does hopefully protect you a little bit from these circumstances. And I'll always say, try not to have everything in one revenue stream. So businesses are doing well. Some businesses are doing better than others. Obviously, some are struggling because we can't get the staff in. One of our businesses, trading business, is doing really well because of the volatility in the markets, and the property stuff is still generating an income there. And we're still getting some sales with the online stuff, but not as much as we were. Still just about profitable. So tricky times, but having a diverse portfolio helps to get some revenue in still. Right, what one next, mister?
What is the biggest learning of lockdown life so far?
So the biggest learning of lockdown life so far, I would say, is just having a positive mental attitude in these times is absolutely key. There's so many people that are just focusing on the negatives and being all doom and gloom about what's going to happen. I'm always of the opinion that if you sit there worrying about what might or might not happen, you'd never live in the present and never get anything done. So try to just focus on the positives and try and pivot wherever you can into different challenges. If something's not working, that you can't achieve what you want to achieve in that, then try and pivot to something else that may work in these times. So that's my biggest learning, is just to remain positive wherever you can.
What do we miss most during lockdown? Car boot sales. I miss car boot sales. I also miss like being able to see all my friends and going to school and being allowed to go for a walk whenever you want.
So we still manage to go for one walk, don't we, now and then? But I miss just being able to go anywhere to pick up an opportunity, and it's really tricky when you see stuff that may be a great opportunity to make some cash, but you just can't do it at the moment. It's quite frustrating, but I just miss having a fluid lifestyle that you can actually take different opportunities where you see them, and you can't do that at the moment.
And I also miss my dog a little bit.
Yeah, we both miss her, don't we?
As an interruption, I think, what sort of ideas do you think of during this time to make money?
Show me that. Which one's that? So, as an entrepreneur, what sort of ideas do you think of during this time to make money? So, again, that goes back to trying to pivot your ideas to work with the current markets. One thing we did as soon as the lockdown was announced, we looked at what items had become high in demand that we had in stock. So a few things happened. Obviously, all the gyms closed down. I own a gym, which was a shame, but it was the right move. So we closed our gym down, and luckily we had bought a big consignment of gym equipment fairly recently. So we started selling that stuff, shipping that out via pallet online, which was still running during this time. And the crazy thing is, because the gym shut, the demand for gym equipment went sky high, and some of the products were selling for almost double the price. We sold I think 25 spin bikes in 2 days, and the price between the first and the last one was almost double. And looking at stuff like that, we had a lot of PPE stuff, which was obviously high demand all of a sudden. So we had a lot of that, which we tried to get out, and had a charity buy a load of items from us, and we matched their donation as well. So it was a way to get rid of some of the stock that would probably take a long time to sell, and also make a donation to the NHS, which was great. But it just shows you that supply and demand changes all the time, and you have to be quick to react. And just getting stuff like that out that would have sat there for a lot longer had the circumstances not changed. Now, you can't sell some stuff, but other stuff in these times become high in demand, like, as I say, fitness equipment just changed overnight. So that's one. So what's the next one, Jacko?
What is the best use of time in your operation during lockdown?
What is the best use of time in your opinion? I think that one, isn't it?
Yeah.
So best use of time, in my opinion, is it's tricky, that one. So you probably catch up on stuff that I didn't have time to normally. I've done a lot of stuff around the house that's been bugging me for ages. Got a load of the odd shipments out of random Amazon stuff the last couple of days, just been sat around that not been getting to deal with, and trying to listen to a lot of YouTube videos and educate myself in different revenue streams as well, and just try and learn some more stuff whilst you got the time to really focus and just enjoy. Well, luckily we've had great weather, haven't we? So we've just that we've enjoyed not doing as much. So it's been quite a nice change, to be fair.
We also have a gym in our house, so we're
we're very lucky to have that in the house, but it's very hard to keep focusing on that when it's just so much easier just to keep eating and drinking all the time, isn't it?
I've been doing a lot of my gymnastics.
Yep, doing gymnastics in the garden. That's why you've sat on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Right,
last question.
Last one.
Can you see property crash after this? If so, where would you invest first and what strategy?
So do I see a property crash coming after this? Where would I invest first and what strategy? I see it softening for sure over the next 6 months, just because there's going to be ramifications from employment side of things. There's going to be people with less money to deploy. So I think the prices people pay are going to be a little bit less. But as always, if you buy right and keep a diverse strategy and location, I think there's still money to be made. Where would I invest? I generally try to invest all over the country because for a few reasons. Different strategies that I invest into, for one, because it protects you against changes in bureaucracy. So for example, if you're all into HMOs and they suddenly make it mandatory council tax on every room, you're going to be very exposed if you haven't got other revenue streams coming in. Locations the same. If councils change their criteria on HMOs, or for example in Harlow they're just trying to enforce Article 4, so if you had everything in that area then you'd be quite exposed. So I think the market will soften, but I think if you keep diverse and give yourself multiple exits on every deal, then there's still opportunities out there over the next 6 months to a year. So is that it, Jack?
Yeah.
So they're your questions that you asked. Hope they made sense. If you've got any more, stick them in the comments below and we'll try to answer those as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.
And leave a like on this video.
And leave a like on the video. So we haven't been doing as many videos this year because we set out last year to go from 0 to 100k, as you know. I think we ended up in 420. So been still working on that business, but not as much filming of it, unfortunately. But we will try and get a video soon of a couple of things. One, the challenge, where I'm trying to go from £40 to pay for a big party at the end of the year now. And the other one, we'll try and give you an update on how we're getting on with the warehouse and show you how full that place is now. And it's unbelievable how quickly this stuff scales up. But have a good one, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video. And take care.